Up. Glory, baby. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Can you guys hear me? I think my mic is not acting dank anymore. If you guys can hear me clear, if you guys can hear me saying, can you hear me? Give me a 1 if the audio is audioing. All right. Give me your old nasty piece of 1. You guys, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up as you guys come into the building. If you guys can hear me loud, live, and in color, give me a 1. Okay, see, my microphone she be minstraling, girl. Okay, because she been giving me fever for the past few days. Now she want to act right. She want to act right. All right, great. All right, let's get into it. What's going on, Conscious Crew? It's your favorite breakdown commentator, CTV. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. You already know what we're here to all get into, but before we do so, I need you guys to go ahead and thumbs up the video until it's absolutely stuck. You guys know that thumbing up the video not only helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. So when you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another Conscious Crew member and letting them know to get their black asses into the sanctuary. Oh, shout out to all the new subbies as well. We are a all-purpose platform. As you guys can see from the earlier live stream, honey, we get metaphysical, we get spiritual, we get authentic, we get transparent, we roast, we gag, we get into the tee-hee-hee of it all, baby. This is the channel, okay, that just keeps on giving. So get into it, child. Also, make sure that you have your notification bell set to all so that you never miss a day or hour. But last but not least, please share the stream out to whatever it is you have digital community, whether that be your YouTube community wall, your Instagram, your Insta store, your Snapchat, your Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you lay the link. Just let them whores know that we're live, and we're certainly in color. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, child, the baby mother, the baby father's already sending over nasty piece of child support check. Thank you so much, Miss Green, for the old nasty child support check. Thank you, baby. God bless you. You guys know all donation information is in the description box below. It's also in the ticker, which I do not have up and did not realize that. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's in this ticker here as well. My email, my Patreon, all of that good jazz. Send all T to the email account, girl. Also follow a nigga over on Instagram at Consciouztv, spelled just how it is here. And yeah, I guess let's go ahead and get into it, girl. Rumors and T says, baby, Consciouztv just is gonna give us a few things visually, and one of those gonna be a little think but look, y'all see, I did not get this done for the hell of it, baby. I told y'all when I got this phoenix tattooed on my chest, that titties were going to be outside. Okay? The titty meat, baby, was going to be titty meeting, baby. Okay? I had to go 2 sessions for this thing. I had to use 3 lubes of numbing cream, girl. And I paid about $1,300 for this whole situation going on all up and around here, baby. So if y'all think I endured all that slaughter to hide these titties, baby, y'all got another thing coming, baby. It's going to be Titty Meat Act for 2025, baby. Y'all ain't seen titties yet. What's going on, you guys? Hey, everybody. Happy Saturday. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. I told you guys in earlier live stream, if you guys didn't get a chance to get into that, girl, we got into an old nasty spiritual conversation, girl. That's going to be doused up in parts as well. I'm going to come back for round 2. For round 3, honey, we're going to be furthering our discussion. So we probably will be doing part 2 of the earlier live streams discussion next week sometime, probably Wednesday or Thursday of next week. Okay, please get into that. I love the feedback. I love the relatability, and thank all of you guys for sharing your own experiences and just really, really, really engaging that content. You guys know that spirituality is really who I am. It's what Davion is. And there's the persona, CTV, who's edgy, spicy, vivacious, charismatic, explosive, and fucking nuclear, and don't give a fuck, okay? And then there's the man, Davion, okay? Spiritual, humbled, a straight up lover, everything that a good husband, a good son, a good neighbor, you know, it's made up, baby. All things sugar and nice, okay? CTV is the spice, okay? So get into that. Let me speak to you guys as you guys are coming in. Please thumbs up. You guys, you know, I'm working my asshole off, girl. I had to look back and check if I had an asshole, baby. Okay, it's still there, thankfully, okay? But baby, a ninja been working, all right? So y'all thumbs up, please. It's free 99. It don't cost you nothing. We ain't got no weirdos over her, all right? What's going on, Cynthia? Hey, Sherry. Hey, my room is in T. What's going on, Shauna? Hey, Deshaun. Hey, boo. Deshaun says Jay-Z is going to go broke. Baron Buzbee filing cases and Spiro representing Jay against those cases. Both lawyers and teams are running money grab schemes. They both will win in the end. I totally agree with that, Deshaun. What's going on, Charity to Give? Hey, TW. What's going on, Queen Everlasting? Hey, Willow Green. Hey, Sandy. What's going on, Charisma? Hey, Boo. Hey, High Maintenance. Hi, Love. Hey, Marsha. Good early evening, Conscious and the Conscious crew. Hey, Bo. What's going on? Hey, Lady D. Hey, Sandy. Hey, TW. What's going on, Max Quinn? Hey, Boo. What's going on, Latoya? What's going on, Bajan PhD? What's going on, Akawanis? I don't know what your name up, baby. Aka. Hey, Torin. What's going on? Miss Medina. Hey, Coach Nestle. Hi, Kimani's Way. Hey, boo, I just want to say absolutely love the live that you did this morning. Love you so much. Love you back, boo. Okay. Oh, nasty bush baby right there. What's going on? The Mother Loving Common Sense channel. I had to leave T.S. Madison live to come over to see what you're talking about because she is making me bored. Ah, my God. Don't do T.S. Madison like that, Mother Loving Common. Don't do that to Mother. Don't do that to her, baby. All right. What's going on, Andrew? Hey, boo. What's going on, Bala? Hey, y'all. Hey, Shayla. What's going on, Spiritual Gangster? Hey, y'all. All right. So let's get into the things, girl. There's a lot going on. Now, some of Tisa Tells' coat-like, sunken place, brainless as supporters came under the last video, girl, where Nosy was tearing her ass up, and we were factually debunking a lot of the inconsistencies and errors that Miss Tisa Tells and her headband wig, you know, had all over her commentary, girl. And some of the folk was just in their fees. So we're going to come back to double down, baby, and make them blow a goddamn blood vessel with this here commentary, girl. Because if you think that debunked her ass, this indefinitely will. All right? So there's some updates happening around the Jay-Z versus Tony Buzbee situation with this leprechaun Bob wearing Jane Doe girl who done fucked around and done went and sat before NBC girl and done got bedded down to the damn ground as a whole damn liar girl after she heard her own lies wrote back to her. Even she had to admit, girl, that there are some deep errors and some deep damn inconsistencies in her bullshit, child. Now y'all know we've been doing exposés, okay? Y'all know we've been going blow for blow with what's going on both sides. And a lot has happened since our last live stream, girl. Jay-Z was over on the Rock Nation Instagram platform, girl, crashing the fuck out. Can somebody go check on Jay-Z, girl? Did somebody send a goddamn ambulance to the nose home, girl? Because it might be $1 billion on the elevator, but there's also an aneurysm on that motherfucker as well, baby, okay? Because I don't know who in the hell was behind the Rock Nation Instagram account, girl, but Jay-Z had done lost his shit. I guess this is what happens, girl. You know, when you be suppressing, you know, all your hoodness, girl, and you be suppressing all your damn evil, girl, and you just done tried to be Beyonce to the shit, but the only people who can be Beyonce to the shit is Beyonce, girl. Jay-Z from Bed-Stuy, baby. He know what it's like to live with bed bugs and roaches, bitch, okay? He used to gunshot sounds and shit while he on his way to school, girl. He used to his bus having rims on it, child. So, you know, girl, he had done lost his motherfucking mind for 24, girl. Retrograde been pulling on these niggas, all right, girl, crashing out. Tony Buzbee crashing out, talking about Rock Nation gonna be locked the hell up. He gonna put them niggas in cuffs, girl. He's been claiming that Rock Nation has hired people to come against him to file all these nasty lawsuits, and you guys know, right here on the platform, girl, we done read every last single one of those damn lawsuits, girl. Tony Buzbee is not only being sued for extortion by Jay-Z, we're going to get into that too, because Alex Spiro, he kind of lied, and he's kind of dropping the ball. So you guys know the pendulum swings over here on the platform, girl. We ain't got no phase. We ain't got no motherfucking phase, baby. We tell the truth. We tug on the wig of both sides, baby. And whoever comes out the winner just comes out the winner based upon where the truth and the facts are at, girl. So we do have to tug on Alex Spiro, child, and his virginity just a little bit, girl. But not only is Tony Buzbee being sued by Jay-Z for extortion, he's being sued by a former client who claims that Tony Buzbee, whose firm he hired to represent him in a work comp situation, ran off with 60%, girl, of his workers' comp coin, and then alleged in a lawsuit that there are plenty of other individuals who have been stolen from and scammed, allegedly, by the Buzbee law firm. There's also another woman who is also allegedly a former Tony Buzbee client who claims that Tony Buzbee physically assaulted her in a fit of rage, girl, grabbed her by her arm and Ike-Tinged her ass down to the ground, girl, okay? Now there's another damn lawsuit of a woman coming forward, alleging, girl, that Tony Buzbee done gave her all type of goddamn crabs and blue waffles and made her damn pussy crunchy, all type of venereal and vaginosis ass diseases going on down there in her goddamn hind part, girl. When I tell you, it is a total shit show right now, girl. A shit show, all right? But Tony Buzbee also claims that there's other witnesses and other potential victims, etc. He's alluded to these things, but he has not, in fact, filed on behalf of any other alleged accusers regarding Jay-Z aside from Little Miss Leprechaun Bob, okay? And we will be revisiting her shit this evening as well. Now, let's get into some of the court and pacer updates, all right? Courtesy of Miss Pacer, child. Where the hell is Miss Pacer, girl? I got all these damn tabs up on my screen, child. All right, y'all thumbs up, 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 up. You guys coming to the sanctuary, child. It's a whole, I'm telling you, girl, it's nasty, baby. It's nasty, baby. And you know what I'm gonna do for 2025, baby? While everybody getting sued and everybody going to prison and everybody going to damn jail, I'm gonna be sitting here with my titties out, all oiled up with my hair perched, girl. Okay, we're gonna be perched and pretty. Paid, perched, and pretty, girl, okay? No, ma'am, child. Okay, we ain't a part of no goddamn secret societies, baby. Okay, we don't worship no goddamn gargoyles, baby. We don't want no power over nobody, baby. Baby, we just gonna be sitting over here with our titties out, oiled up, hair did, perched, and pretty for Miss 2025, baby. Fuck what you heard, bitch. Okay, see, TV just gonna be reporting the news, girl. I just can't dance for y'all. That's it, girl. Just dance for y'all. So, courtesy of Pesa, Miss Mamas. Oh, yes, y'all thumbs up, 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 girl, because we are, in fact, working. There's a lot going on, girl. Okay, you guys can see the latest update in the Pacer doc is, in fact, the letter that we're going to read that Tony Buzbee submitted in an attempt to convince the judge that he should not be sanctioned, as Alex Spiro is suggesting, for alleged inappropriate lawyering behavior. But also, we're going to get into Alex Spiro's memorandum, okay, and his declaration as well, child. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and pull this up, girl. Oh, no, man, we're not paying for nothing. Hold on, I'm on the wrong page, actually. Hold on. I'm on the wrong shit. This way we gotta go to the free part, child. We on the free part, bitch. Okay? This is defendant Sean Carter's memorandum of law in support of his emergency motion for an order to show cause and an order for the preservation of evidence and to strike the complaint and dismiss Mr. Carter from this action pursuant federal civil law. All right? Girl, he want this over expeditiously, girl. Take him out of the P. Diddy group chat. All right. Let's get into the readathon of it all, girl. Y'all thumbs up, 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 baby, because a bitch is working as always. Hold on. Y'all thumbs up, 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 child. Thumbs up, girl. We got a lot going on this evening, child. We need all the likes. We need all the engagement. We need all the things, honey. All the things of the things of the things. Wooch. All right. Defendant Sean Carter respectfully submits this memorandum of law in support of his emergency motion for an order to show cause and an order for the preservation of evidence and to strike plaintiff's complaint pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure. Admissions by the plaintiff and damning admissions by her own father in a December 13th revelatory NBC interview cast yet further doubt on a claim that was obviously false from the start. The timeline, location, and occurrence of events alleged in plaintiff's complaint are rendered impossible by these admissions. She claims her father picked her up after the assault. He ever taking that 5-hour trip. Okay, I think he meant he doesn't even recall, and he forgot ever taking that 5-hour trip, or he has no recollection of that. She claims she spoke with musician Benji Madden that night. He was not even in New York. He was actually on tour in the Midwest. She claims the assault took place at an after party hosted in a private residence, but photos show Mr. Carter at an after party at a nightclub. They also show Diddy at an after party at a nightclub as well. When pressed by NBC, plaintiff was forced to admit, quote, "I have made some mistakes. I have made a mistake in identifying not all the faces that there are as clear." And even that she was, quote, guessing about key details, including the time it took to reach the venue. What is more, she admits that she does not have a single corroborating witness over the last 24 years because Little Miss Leprechaun Bob claims that she never told anybody this tea. Her dad came forward and admitted that he ain't never heard none of this shit until she said all this shit to Tony Buzbee. And the raggedy bitch who allegedly drove her 5 hours across town from Rochester, New York to Times Square, girl, ironically, is a dead hoe. It goes on. Plaintiff's unsupported allegations crumble under scrutiny as the evidence and lack thereof reveals glaring inconsistencies and outright impossibilities in her story. Y'all know that not Tony Buzbee, girl. Alex Spiro did a whole PowerPoint presentation, girl, and showed his ass child about where his client was. Moment by moment, slide by slide, line by line, verse by verse, precept by precept, baby. That night, baby, you got Alex Spiro and Jay-Z fucked up. Her account describes a jumbotron at the scene of the Video Music Awards, but according to NYPD sources and MTV producers, no such jumbotron existed. Now, that's not Oh, he about to clear it up. MTV applied for a permit to install one, but was denied, girl. So the Video Music Award 2000 ceremony, girl, did not view and was not projected and was not streamed to the Jumbotron that year, despite Little Miss Leprechaun Bob claiming, girl, that she watched the whole ceremony, that she tried to illegally break into as a severely autistic 13-year-old girl, honey, okay? No such Jumbotron was in effect, girl. It did not air on the Jumbotron. She references a house that supposedly fits the description of the location of the alleged assault, but no such house actually exists. And plaintiff's allegations became even more dubious when considering the nightclub evidence. Photos from the night in question show Mr. Combs and Miss Jennifer Lopez at both Lotus and Twirl clubs in New York, not New Jersey, not in New Jersey, where Tisa Tells claimed that the house, the U-shaped house with the U-shaped driveway also was factually debunked because P. Diddy didn't even buy that New Jersey Alpine property until 2004, which completely contradicts not only Little Miss Leprechaun Bob's timeline of the year 2000, it also contradicts and is an impossibility in the weak-ass timeline that Tisa Tells came up with in 2003 to attempt to make all of Little Miss Leprechaun Bob's bullshit work, child. Still fell apart epically. NBC reported that photos separately showed that Mr. Carter was at Lotus following the BMAs. Taken together, the factual inconsistencies, timeline impossibilities, and the lack of corroborating evidence makes plaintiff's allegations in the FAC wholly unreliable. Not only do these extraordinary inconsistencies undermine plaintiff's case, they highlight severe misconduct by her counsel, Anthony Buzbee, and the Buzbee law firm. Unable to escape the foundational cracks in plaintiff's story laid bare by the NBC interview, Buzbee was forced to backpedal and pussy pop, baby, repudiating the very allegations he signed his name to, and in fact he did. In an attempt to deflect from his own failures, he forced blame on another law firm, claiming that the case was vetted before it was sent to him. And so concerned is Buzbee that he is now having his client sit for a polygraph. The takeaway is obvious. Buzbee failed to undertake a reasonable inquiry into the facts before filing the complaint and then amending it to assert a claim against Mr. Carter, despite an affirmative duty to do so under Rule 11. Okay, so Alex Spiro is saying, look, the courts take this shit seriously. And we are not ambulance chasing ass attorneys. There are protocols and procedures that are laid out in the courts to make attorneys act right, baby, and to do things with reasonable just cause. Something that Alex Spiro is claiming that Tony Buzbee did not do, and they have his own words along with his plaintiff saying, to what's quoted here, I didn't vet this individual. He goes even further to say that the only vetting he did as a referral to him was sit down and interview Little Miss Goofy. Didn't try to corroborate her shit. Didn't seek out any goddamn witnesses. Didn't check out any of the details that now done punch a trillion holes in the plaintiff's allegations, girl, something that Tony Buzbee was supposed to do so that he didn't end up making a goddamn fool of himself, nor a goddamn fool, a little Miss Rabbit Foot, child. Okay, just drop the ball. And as Alex Spiro said in his PowerPoint presentation, point by point, about why this could not have factually taken place according to the details and the allegations led and fueled by Little Miss Crunchy Bob, he wants that motherfucker sanctioned accordingly because he operated out of Rule 11 by filing a frivolous lawsuit that was not vetted and not vetted now by his own admission, because he done got his dumb ass out here trying to defend his goddamn name because he's so egotistical instead of being a bit more thoughtful, girl. Tony Buzbee got some problems. Oh, yes, he does. Buzbee rule breaking also extends beyond this action. He has a long history of abusing the legal process and shirking ethical responsibilities. In a case in California Superior Court, for instance, Buzbee was admonished by the judge for violating pre-trial rulings. Tony Buzbee can't be mad that these are the facts. He can't be mad, baby. He can't be mad, baby. And a federal court in Texas rejected a fee arrangement orchestrated by Buzbee and his firm because it violated public damn policy. He can't be mad, girl. This is his teacher. The fundamental inconsistencies in plaintiff's case revealed in the NBC interview, coupled with Buzbee's chronic inability to follow the rules in this case and others, creates a substantial risk that Buzbee will destroy evidence damaging to plaintiff's case, including evidence of his own misconduct, impairing the integrity of the judicial process. A order immediately mandating the preservation of all evidence relevant to this case is necessary to ensure that Mr. Carter has a full and fair opportunity to present his defense against plaintiff's fictitious claims, girl, okay? So he don't want Tony Buzbee deleting no emails, no correspondences, no recorded calls, no voicemail, baby. They want all the motherfucking tea. And because they just cited the fact that he's already been previously penalized for operating unethically and being raggedy as hell and scandalous as hell in other previous litigations, they have just cause, baby, to demand the preservation of said evidentiary evidence. It also goes on to say that Buzbee is not admitted to this court and thus is apparently attempting to avoid its disciplinary authority, only underscores the pressing need for such an order, okay? So you guys know it came out and revealed that Tony Buzbee can't even represent the plaintiff in the circuit that he's doing so. He's pretty much having another attorney attempt to represent the client on paper per se, but he's still out here claiming that this is his client, that she's claiming this is her motherfucking attorney. And so there's all this mess, and they want all that's looked in and investigated into as well. For the same reasons, all the plaintiff's allegations about Mr. Carter are scandalous, warranting striking them from FAC under federal, all of that, girl. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming, y'all. Factual background. Buzbee filed this lawsuit on October 20th of 2024 against Mr. Combs and his associated witnesses on behalf of an anonymous Jane Doe plaintiff, which we now know, according to Alex Spiro's PowerPoint presentation, is a Latino woman because her last name is Lopez. Okay, baby. Them diddies love them, baby, some Lopez's, baby. That is a very kind of eerie synchronicity. All right. The initial complaint alleged that Mr. Combs, along with another unnamed male celebrity, raped plaintiff at an after party held at Mr. Combs' home following the Video Music Awards. Rather than name Mr. Carter as a defendant when the original complaint was filed, Buzbee resorted to a campaign of extortion seeking to extract an exorbitant sum in private mediation and threatening to go public with false and outrageous allegations that Mr. Carter raped multiple minors unless Mr. Carter acquiesced. Mr. Carter refused. It was only after this attempt to squeeze Mr. Carter that Buzbee filed the FAC, adding Mr. Carter as a defendant and alleging that he was the previously unnamed male celebrity. The FAC alleges that on or around September 7th of 2000, plaintiff attended an after party in New York City purportedly hosted by Mr. Combs at a large white residence with a gated U-shaped driveway. No such home actually exists. And a large living room or foyer. At the after party, the FAC alleges that plaintiff recognized many celebrities, which included people like Fred Durst, Benji Madden, and others. The FAC then alleges that she was drugged, then actually assaulted by Mr. Combs. The FAC also alleges that Mr. Carter was the previously unnamed male celebrity B who also purportedly actually assaulted plaintiff. After the incident, plaintiff allegedly left the party and went to a gas station where she caught her father, admitted that she had lied about her whereabouts, and asked him to pick her up. Plaintiff's father then purportedly arrived to pick her up shortly before dawn. Just 5 days after Buzbee filed the FAC containing these scandalous allegations, NBC News published a story containing excerpts of interviews that its reporters held with plaintiff and her father, and presenting other information that severely undermines the merits of this lawsuit. For example, NBC reported that photos of Mr. Carter from the night of the purported assault show him at a nightclub in New York called Lotus, which has no resemblance to the white residence with a U-shaped driveway and a large living room described in plaintiff's FAC. Photos from that night also show that Mr. Combs and Miss Lopez attended parties at 2 nightclubs on the night in question, Lotus and Twirl. Further, despite being sure that she talked to Benji Madden at the after party about his tattoo of the Last Supper because she has a religious background, so it was something to talk about, end of quote. Mr. Madden was never there. He did not even attend the BMAs, did not attend the purported after party, and was not even in New York City at all at the time. Instead, he was halfway across the country in the Midwest on tour with his band, Good Charlotte. Finally, though the FAC alleges that plaintiff called her father to pick her up from a gas station following the assault, he denied that happened. This denial was damning. In fact, he told NBC he was unaware of his daughter's assault allegation until the week he was interviewed. NBC reported that he has no recollection whatsoever of picking up plaintiff on the night of the BMAs. And plaintiff and her father were living in Rochester at the time, which would have required her father to drive more than 5 hours from their home to pick her up on the night in question, an event that no father would forget if it actually happened, Tisa tells. In 2000, 2003, 1995, it's just not something that anybody is going to forget because it's too dramatic and it's too polarizing and it's too odd of a situation to forget. Picking up your severely mentally impaired and autistic 13-year-old who's been missing for over damn 10 hours from a random ass gas station, 5.5 hours across damn town. And not only does the father not recall such a bizarre event that nobody would, parent or not, but to make matters even more bizarre, Miss Little Leprechaun Bob said that upon her father picking her up and putting her on his horse and carriage, that he inquired not about her whereabouts, about if she was okay. She claims that they endured a 5.5 hour long trip back home in complete and utter silence. And the reason why that is complete bullshit is for a few reasons. One of those reasons is that Little Miss Leprechaun Bob just got brutally assaulted by 2 grown-ass men. Not only actually, she was physically and violently assaulted. She was thrown against the wall. She was stripped naked. And upon her exiting the premise, after she used her tiny newborn baby hands to cluck Diddy so hard upside the head, baby, that he set her free from his pink cocaine-induced grip, she ran barely naked through the woods, through this community, without nobody else seeing her, without no traffic on the road, bruised, battered, and raped. And I'm going to assume she was a virgin at 13 years old. Not to mention she's severely autistic, and that has to be deeply explored to really tie this thing up, baby. Okay? Because if Little Miss Leprechaun Bob needed a goddamn elephant foot to rub on during her NBC interview just to make it through a 30-minute conversation with a goddamn reporter, do you think that this same woman who is severely autistic more than likely suffers from all type of disturbances when it comes to sound and texture, brought her ass along to Times Square in the middle of all type of them electricity, all type of goddamn sun glares, all type of loud ass music, huge fucking crowds, all this fucking overstimulation, and that she survived this ordeal and successfully made her goddamn way to a Diddy party at a White House that doesn't exist, with a U-shaped driveway that doesn't exist. Because once again, we showed the facts in the article when P. Diddy did purchase the home that Tisa Tells claimed could have been the damn house, which was not purchased until 2004. Not the year 2000 or not the year 2003, where Tisa Tells wants to believe so badly that this happened at. But not only did the father pick his severely 13-year-old autistic child up in the middle of the night and ask no questions, which is going to be impossible. This girl would have been beaten. She would have been bruised. She would have been bleeding. She would have needed medical treatment. And she would not have acted like herself after such a harrowing ordeal with these two big black niggas of hip hop. To make matters even more bizarre, the situation is just illogical. Because what father who has a handicapped child gets a phone call from that handicapped child in the middle of the night at a fucking random gas station 5 hours across town and does not then proceed to call the authorities to tell them the exact location of where his mentally impaired daughter is so that they can have her safely in their custody and he can pick her ass up from the police precinct rather than trusting a goddamn clerk and a goddamn gas station cashier to safely supervise and look after his mentally impaired 13-year-old daughter for 5+ hours. Who does that? It just ain't going to happen, especially since this is an active dad who, to Little Miss Country Bob's plight, loved her enough to answer that phone, loved her ass enough to get in his station wagon, to use his good gas to pick her lying fraudulent ass up from this random gas station, but was not loving and conscious and aware and responsible enough to get the authorities involved at the very least. And you telling me, bitch, you trying to make it make sense? Bitch, you can't make it make sense because in my Alex Spiro voice, it never happened. And that's why the father can't recall. The dead bitch who drove her is with the damn Lord some damn where and can't testify. And the one goddamn celebrity she claims she engaged in a conversation with wasn't even the whole goddamn New York tri-state area at all. And despite Tisa Tells once again attempting to make fetch work, attempting to make 2003 work, not only did this accuser double down on the year 2000 once, the bitch doubled down on it twice in an amended complaint. And yet Tisa Tells just wants to throw out this woman's date, who claims that she knows if there's anything, she knows what year this happened and she knows what happened to her, if nothing else. So if it in fact happened in 2003 and the details fit a little better, even though they're still inconsistent and fall flat of factual historical relevance, then why in the fuck did Tony Buzbee and Little Miss Leprechaun Bob not re-amend the lawsuit for the second time and then scoop the year up to 2003, where she also would not have been 13 like she claimed? She would have been 16. But Little Miss Leprechaun knows the goddamn difference, bitch, between 13 and 16 years of age. That's a vast contrast from being a 13-year-old to being a 16-year-old. Let's keep it moving. And plaintiff and her father were living in Rochester at the time, which would have required her father to drive more than 5 hours from their home to pick her up on the night in question. an event that no father would forget if it actually happened. Her father admitted as much, telling NBC, quote, I feel like I would remember that, and I don't. That's something that would definitely stick in my mind. Her father recalled one instance when he picked plaintiff up in the middle of the night, but he said it was a local drive in Rochester. So, you know what's interesting about that fact, and nobody has explored this, all these Jay-Z haters, and look, I'm not a Jay-Z lover. I'm not particularly a Jay-Z fan, baby. But I also know how to call a thing, whether I like a bitch or not. Okay? I find it interesting that the Tisa Tells and all these other raggedy motherfuckers are also overlooking this particular detail, which is actually loaded. Because by the father saying, I did pick her up in the middle of the night, but that was a local drive and it was in Rochester. That makes it clear that Little Miss Leprechaun Bob as just embellished a situation. She used, in my opinion, that night the father is talking about, which was a local drive in Rochester when he picked her up. And then she co-angled all these other weird-ass, bizarre details about being in Times Square and at an after party and getting raped, etc. And she did that in hopes of being able to line up a potential witness. But because Little Miss Leprechaun Bob is a dumbass 38-year-old, just like she was a stupid-ass 13-year-old, it didn't think this all the way through. She never banked on her father actually entering the group chat and having to speak to media. She didn't think it through all the way. And like she said in her defense when it came to the reporter saying, well, your father doesn't even remember this. And she went on her father's memory. Oh, he just had a lot going on and he and I argue all the fucking time about his memory. Mighty convenient when your ass is the one sitting on syndicated national television talking about how terrible your goddamn memory is, miss. I made some errors and some inconsistencies. It's the audacity for me. But she never thought it all the way through. And because Tony Buzbee didn't vet the situation, because in my opinion, his ass was thinking that because Jay-Z is married to Beyonce, they're very tight-lipped about their reputation. They don't like no negative publicity. He was really banking on Jay-Z just scooting them a little check in order to make this fucking go away so that it didn't have to make headlines. And then Jay-Z pulled a reverse Uno and then a draw 4. And then draw 2 out of his motherfucking ass. And now he being sued for extortion accordingly. But it's clear to me now that the father said that Little Miss Leprechaun Bob is actually pulling from that night in question, that the father does recall picking her Lopez ass up in the middle of the night, baby. Okay, and she took that shit, baby, and ran with it, girl, so that she can experience her goddamn 15 minutes. And that's why I hope Miss Rock Nation chew and gather and stomp on her motherfucking ass along with Buzbee. But let's continue to read. Moreover, Buzbee effectively admitted to NBC that his firm failed to conduct any invitation into the merits of plaintiff's claims prior to filing extraordinary allegations of child rape against Mr. Carter. Buzbee seeks to shirk his Rule 11 obligations and foist blame onto another law firm for the glaring inconsistencies exposed by the NBC report. You know, all narcissists love to deflect. Shout out to Danny D, honey, for the nasty piece of child support check. You do so much for my mental health. I love you down, baby. I love you even more. Danny, thank you so much, baby. Rather than conducting his own due diligence to vet his client's claims, Buzbee merely relied on the purported vetting of another firm, telling NBC, quote, Jane Doe's case was referred to our firm by another who vetted it prior to sending it to us. We know that Tony Buzbee is lying, because if that was the case, he would have known that Little Miss Leprechaun Bob has a severely inconsistent, problematic allegation, considering all of the facts that Addict Spiro has brought to light. Secondly, that statement doesn't even make damn sense, because if another law firm had properly vetted Little Miss Leprechaun Bob and figured that she had a viable case, they would have represented her themselves instead of passing her ass along to Tony Buzbee to take advantage of by attempting to just use this salacious matter to shake down Jay-Z behind closed doors. What law firm is in the business of passing on viable fucking cases that can make them fucking money when they need cases and viable ones to keep their own lights on, to keep their own invoices invoicing, to keep their own goddamn bills paid? And then the fact that Tony Buzbee doesn't even elaborate on what the vetting was. What is the vetting? What's the vetting? What's the tea? What's the autopsy report? And conveniently does not go in and nuance that statement about what was exactly vetted. And to make matters worse, doubled down and said that the only vetting he did was simply interviewing her ass. And you got the unmitigated audacity, bitch, to be writing in letters, attempting to keep Alex Spiro off your motherfucking ass, baby. Oh, baby. Baby. I hope that Tony Buzbee gets everything that's coming to him, because it was very disgusting for him to exploit a severely autistic ass woman with a newborn baby hand who needs a goddamn teddy bear to speak to another adult as a 38-year-old. And now you done flung her into some shit, girl, that has the potential to further bring public humiliation to her. Because if the courts do green light a litigation regarding this claim, they're going to be doing so that Alex Spiro can gather the living dog shit out of Tony Buzbee. And they're doing so that Jay-Z can make a goddamn mockery and a damn show pony out of Little Miss Electric Scooter. That's the only reason why the courts would greenlight it if they're going to, and they have not yet. It's because they want to see the gathering thereof. A judge would be interested, baby, in being entertained by watching Rock Nation Girl further humiliate this woman who Tony Buzbee done gassed the fuck out of. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Right. Law firms ain't passing off viable clients. That part. But nobody want to be talking about that part. But this part over here. Thank you to my old nasty voice, the reason for the old nasty child support chat. Honey, we working, child. God bless you, baby mother. It goes on, y'all. Rather than conducting his own due diligence to vet his client's claims, Buzbee merely relied on the purported vetting of another firm telling NBC that Jane Doe's case was referred to our firm by another who vetted it prior to sending it to us. But no one from the other firm signed the pleadings in this case conveniently. But Buzbee did. His failure to investigate the claims violated Rule 11. Further, as explained in the letter that Mr. Carter filed with the court on December 13th, in the more than 8 weeks since he signed the initial complaint in this case, Buzbee has failed to seek admission to this court pro hac vice in an evident attempt to avoid the power of this court to enforce Rule 11 and other rules against him, girl. Pussy popping and back pedaling. Buzbee's gross violation of Rule 11 is in this case, and his failure to comply with this court's admission requirements are just the most recent examples in a long line of litigation misconduct. For instance, Buzbee and his firm were recently accused of violating the rules of professional conduct by 3 former clients for his deceitful conduct. And they do list those exhibits 1, 2, 3, baby. What is more, according to a former client of Buzbee, the Buzbee law firm dropped her as a client after she resisted the firm's efforts to pressure her to adopt a false narrative of her experiences as a victim of trafficking by celebrities unrelated to the case. Specifically, the Buzbee law firm pressed her to confirm that she was drugged, held down, pushed, and physically assaulted, which were all false details. Moreover, she was repeatedly asked for a connection to Mr. Combs, though she made clear her case was unrelated to him. And already in this case, he violated Rule 3 of the New York Rules of Professional Conduct, prohibiting attorneys from threatening to present criminal charges solely to obtain an advantage in a civil matter. By making such threats to Mr. Carter to extract a settlement prior to bringing frivolous claims against him in the FAC. Buzbee also has a track record of employing suspect tactics to gain an unfair advantage in the course of litigation, because Buzbee frequently serves clients on a Congenesee, girl, just we're gonna bypass that word. The arrangement. He has a personal stake in the outcome of his cases and has demonstrated his creativity in stepping over the line to promote his own interests. In one notable case, a federal court invalidated a referral agreement between Buzbee and a known fact witness in the case as invalid as a matter of public policy, which entitled the witnesses to 15% of the gross attorney fees awarded if Buzbee's client was victorious. They cite that case there. In another unscrumptious tactic, in order to get a case heard in a favorable venue, the Buzbee firm submitted venue pleadings and a client's affidavit, characterized as, at best, incorrect and at worst, just all out damn fraudulent. After the defendant's counsel noticed Buzbee's firm that his clients misrepresented facts that affected the trial court's venue determination, Buzbee unilaterally non-suited the case and refiled a substantially similar case in another favorable venue. Baby. Finally, Buzbee has demonstrated a lack of respect for and willingness to violate judicial orders. In one case, Buzbee baselessly accused former baseball player Scott Erickson of being to blame for a murder while representing criminal defendant Rebecca Grossman. He falsely claimed Erickson was the driver who hit and unalived two young boys and was hiding in the bushes after the fatal act, despite no evidence to support this assertion. Wow. Prosecutors accused Buzbee and his team of unethical behavior, stating that they were making a mockery of the justice system. The presiding judge rebuked Buzbee, declaring, quote, that we cannot have the defense violating pretrial rulings and expose the jury to evidence that contradicts those rulings, and reprimanded him for his conduct, stating that if it continued, the court would consider financially sanctioning Buzbee and reporting to the state bar. Buzbee, baby, at Spiro got some questions to you, baby. He got some Q&A for you, baby. Because while you out here doing all this talking and lacking all this walking, baby, is you going to explain, baby, all of these reprimandings and potential goddamn sanctions and all of your misconduct criminally, girl? Because they are quoting, girl. They got the judge's words and quotations from the litigations in which you got your ass whipped in, that you got your ass chastised in, baby. What is tea, Tony Buzbee? All participants of a lawsuit, including attorneys, have a unassailable duty to preserve evidence that might be useful to adversary. Anyone who anticipates being a party or is a party to a lawsuit must not destroy unique, relevant evidence that might be useful to adversary. Where there is a risk of destruction of such evidence, the court may issue a protective order directing preservation of the evidence. Courts often apply the three-factor test articulated in the Capricorn Power Code to determine whether such an order is in fact appropriate. A critical element is issuing a preservation order is the existence of a risk rather than certainty of evidence destruction. Court may grant a preservation order if a party can demonstrate that the evidence is in some danger of being destroyed absent court intervention. We are seeing this also be articulated in the TD Jakes versus Dwayne Youngblood litigation. At 4, granting a preservation order where defendant raised concerns regarding the possibility that evidence has been or will be spoliated. Nonetheless, evidence that is integral and essential to a party's case may require a preservation order, even in the absence of significant concern or loss or destruction. Though the issuance of a preservation order is by no means automatic, such orders are routine in cases involving electronic communications where the moving party demonstrates the relevance of the evidence at risk. Rule 12 permits a court on its own or by motion made by a party to strike from a pleading any redundant, immaterial, impertinent, or scandalous matter. permits the courts to strike matter from the pleadings on its own initiative. Where the court strikes allegations from a pleading on its own, the court has considerable discretion to strike scandalous material. An allegation is scandalous if it reflects unnecessarily on the defendant's moral character. Revelations from the recent NBC interview have Buzbee reeling and have established at minimum a very high likelihood that Buzbee violated Rule 11 by signing the FAC. That interview exposed that the claim against Mr. Carter is meritless, and Buzbee all but concedes that he failed to vet plaintiff's allegations before filing this lawsuit or amending it to include Mr. Carter by seeking to place blame for his shortcomings on an unnamed law firm who allegedly referred him the case. In other words, Buzbee has been caught red-handed, violating Rule 11's ongoing duty on lawyers, quote, to conduct a reasonable inquiry into the facts and the law before filing. Buzbee is now backpedaling and pussy-popping and pointing the finger elsewhere to distract from his own self-evident violations of the rule, which he has a historical pattern of doing, according to Mr. Alex Spiro in these quotations, shy. He even publicly endorsed the idea that his client should take a polygraph test, a stunning thing for an attorney to say outside of a privileged conversation. Also, it was a dumbass statement meant to misrepresent the reality to the court of public opinion, because Tony Buzbee would know that polygraphs are not admissible. They're not considered tea. They're not considered facts. They are not usable in a court of law. Under these circumstances, and in light of Buzbee's misconduct in this lawsuit and others, it must be assumed that Buzbee will go to extraordinary lengths to conceal his ethical violations. There is accordingly a significant risk that Buzbee will seek to destroy documents or other evidence that would demonstrate that he knew or should have known that the allegations in the complaint were false. And they got good reason to, because Tony Buzbee own dick sucker done got him in trouble, girl, trying to windmill for his goddamn self. Those windmilling statements are now coming back to haunt him in the ass. To prevail on a motion for preservation order, the movement need not show that the opposing party will destroy evidence. The movement need only to show that the evidence is in some danger of being destroyed absent court intervention. The mere possibility that tapes containing possible video evidence could be taped over, erased, or simply thrown into the trash pursuant to a prison's regular procedures was alone proof of a significant threat to the videotape's continued existence. Okay, he's citing the case he listed above. This requirement is often met by demonstrating that the opposing party has lost or destroyed evidence in the past or has inadequate retention procedures in place. Here, several considerations establish far more than some danger that Buzbee will in fact destroy relevant evidence. First is the NBC News report makes it extremely likely that Buzbee failed to properly vet the claims he made in the complaints in this case, a clear violation of Rule 11. His willingness to blatantly violate the court ethical obligation of all attorney raises the serious possibility that he will seek to destroy evidence documenting his actions. So what Spiro is basically doing is proving to the courts by using previous reprimanding and penalties issued against Tony Buzbee to show the judge that Tony Buzbee has no integrity. He already has a pattern of legal misconduct, illegality. He's unethical. He's already been ruled against. Therefore, we have every reason to believe that he will act in such a way now that his ass has been caught red-handed. Second, Buzbee's utter disregard for his obligations as an attorney, namely his violation of the rules governing admission to the bar of this court and his violation of Rule 11, raise a significant possibility that his law firm has inadequate retention procedures in place. Granting motion for preservation order due to risk posed by opposing parties' routine document and retention destruction policy. Thirdly, as explained in Mr. Carter's December 13th letter to the court, Buzbee is apparently attempting to circumvent this court's authority to enforce Rule 11 by refusing to seek admission to this court, despite the fact that he has signed the complaints and other filings. Fourth, Buzbee's disregard for the rules in other cases underscores the need for a preservation order here. For instance, in a federal case in Texas, Buzbee orchestrated a fee arrangement with a known fact witness that the court struck down as invalid as a matter of public policy. And in another case in California Superior Court, in which Buzbee was defense counsel, the judge admonished Buzbee for his misconduct, stating that this shouldn't be happening. As we go forward, we can't have the defense violating pretrial rulings and expose the jury to evidence that contradicts those rulings. Finally, Buzbee and his firm have been sued for extortion in California Superior Court for allegations relating to his conduct in connection with this case. See John Doe versus the Buzbee law firm, which is Jay-Z. Buzbee and his firm therefore face personal liability for their conduct related to this lawsuit, creating a financial incentive to destroy evidence that is unfavorable for their client, especially in light of the NBC News allegations and Buzbee's history of blatant violations of the rules, including his failure to seek admission in this case anytime in the last 2 months. Mr. Carter faces a substantial danger that relevant evidence will be destroyed absent a preservation order. Following the NBC report, it is clear that Buzbee filed the FAC and its allegations of child rape against Mr. Carter without so much as a cursory investigation into the factual merit of his client's claim. These allegations have caused incalculable harm to Mr. Carter, his family, his business, his employees, and his legacy. To defend against the fictitious claims advanced by plaintiff and Buzbee in this case, it is imperative that Mr. Carter be allowed to pursue all venues of discovery permitted under the federal rule of civil procedure. Given that Buzbee has already ignored his ethical obligations in this case, the court cannot rely on Buzbee to abide by his duty to preserve relevant evidence. To ensure Mr. Carter receives fair discovery, the court must impose a preservation order. Y'all, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, baby, because we are in fact working. The third element of the Capricorn power test, quote, the ability of and financial hardship to the party if required to maintain the evidence is easily satisfied. This is not a case where the plaintiff is likely to have a large quantity of documents or any significant storage or data retention costs associated with preserving evidence. Accordingly, any burden on plaintiff and Buzbee would be minimal, and on balance, the significant and irreparable harm that Mr. Carter will face if the evidence is disposed of before trial outweighs the moderate financial burden Buzbee might endure in order to comply with the preservation order. At 2, affirming magistrate judge's issuance of a preservation order. The revelations from the NBC interview not only demonstrate a substantial risk that discovery will be destroyed, but also that FAC should be stricken under Rule 12. The FAC alleges that Mr. Carter committed heinous crimes, but as described above, those allegations are baseless and fatally contradicted by plaintiff's and her father's statements to NBC. To say that these allegations reflect unnecessarily on Mr. Carter's moral character is a gross understatement. Then he lists a case law where they strike complaint on the court's own initiative because racist and needlessly inflammatory language in plaintiff's complaint was immaterial, impertinent, and scandalous. The salacious allegations against Mr. Carter served no purpose other than to harass him, to pursue him, to harass him, and to pressure him to settle a lawsuit based on false claims. The court should dismiss plaintiff's entire FAC and at minimum strike the allegations contained therein referencing Mr. Carter and dismiss him from this action. In conclusion, for the reasons stated above, a preservation order is necessary to ensure that plaintiff and her counsel Buzbee and the Buzbee law firm preserve all evidence relevant to this case, and given that the NBC interview revealed the meritless nature of the allegations against Mr. Carter, the FAC should be stricken under Rule 12. As such, Mr. Carter respectfully requests that the court issue the attached proposed order to show cause, ordering Buzbee and his firm to show cause as to why a preservation order should not issue and why the FAC should not be stricken, and Mr. Carter dismissed from this action, and to set a hearing on the motion for Thursday, December 9th of 2024 at 9 a.m. or as soon thereafter as the courts deem appropriate. Alex Spiro did that, baby. I don't give a damn, bitch. What no damn wild ass curly hair conspiratorial motherfucker got to say, baby? Alex Spiro did that, baby. Okay, he proved by and by, through and through, through and through, girl. Why the court should dismiss this shit? Why the court should expedite a hearing for dismissal? Why the court should grant a preservation order? And how, in fact, Tony Buzbee broke Rule 11 over 10 and over 10 and over 10 and over 10 and over 10. I got damn again. Now, what we're also going to do is we're going to get into what Tony Buzbee wrote up in his defense, child. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, God. But I need to log the hell in. Hold on. Mama. Y'all thumbs up, girl. Pacer done logged me out, so we got to log back in order to get to the T. Hey. Let me log in, child. Because Pacer be trying to charge all type of 49 of cents. Baby, you ain't getting that either. Let me see here. Case locator. Yes, God. Ooh, hold on, y'all. Oh my God. Girl, Pacer get on my nervous system, girl. They get on my nervous system real bad. Okay, girl. Pacer acting janky, child. Pacer acting janky as hell, girl. Hold on, y'all. Pacer would want to act the hell up. Let me see something. Oh, I think we got it. Amen. Hold on. Is this it? Let me see. Is this it? This is what I'm looking for. Hold on. Let me see something here. Is this what the fuck I'm looking for? Hold on. Let me see. I don't know if this is what I'm looking for. Plaintiff's motion should be denied in full and her identity disclosed. Okay, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Hold on, y'all. It's a lot going on, and now Pacer is damn tripping. Defendant Sean Carter memorandum of law in support of his emergency hearing for an order to show cause and nope. I'm looking for Miss Buzbee. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, child. There's always something going on, Grid. Always something. Hold on. Pacer dot. It's always a mess. Always a mess. Girl, I can't believe Pacer's making me go through all this. This is redonkulous, girl. Hold on, y'all. We coming. Nope, 646. If we can't pull it, okay, hold on. But this still ain't what I'm looking for. This ain't what I'm looking for, Greer. Hold on, defendant Sean Carter memorandum. No. Hold on, y'all. Let me see the docket sheet. Yes, 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 yes. It'd be a lot going on. No, girl, this ain't what I'm looking for either. Let me see something. Okay, Pacer is acting like a straight up hoe. Put this motherfucking case number in here. Okay, girl, I think I'm bite, girl. I don't know what type of goddamn dark voodoo and magic that was, girl. Don't play with me, bitch. Okay, I had to apply that good old doctorate, you know, in nosology, girl. The fuck? Got me fucked up. Yes, God. Baby. Can't keep a bad bitch down. You can't keep no bad bitch down. The fuck? All right, girl. So let's get into what Tony Buzbee had to say in response to what the hell we just read from Alex Spiro. Okay. Plaintiff's response to Sean Carter's request for an expedited Rule 11 motion in the Jane Doe versus Sean Combs litigation, child. Pull this up for y'all. Y'all thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, girl. We be working and we be working and we be twerking sometime too, child. But we be working. Oh, yes, we do. All right, let's do it. Y'all can see this? Yep. Dear Judge Torres, by letter motion filed on December 13th of 2024, defendant Sean Carter notified the court of his intentions to file a motion to strike in motion for sanctions immediately under Rules 11 and 12. As with defendant Carter's prior letters filed in this case, it is histrionic in tone, but substantially groundless. Oh, wow, that's bold. Defendant Carter threatens plaintiff with a Rule 11 motion based on questions raised by one single television interview. Yeah, bitch, questions that you didn't even ask your bitch. Concerning events occurring 24 years ago that your pale ass should have well vetted, Buzbee, when plaintiff was 13 years old and told no damn body about and got no damn living witness to corroborate it, not a single shred of damn circumstantial evidence, girl. Not a home, not a jumbotron, not a celebrity, not a picture, not a hospital bill, not a great kit, girl, not a damn thing. Okay, a father who don't remember not near nothing. Defendant Carter also asked his court to alter the federal rules of civil procedure in his favor by abrogating the mandatory 21-day Rule 11 safe harbor period without any legal support or factual justification whatsoever. I think Alex Spiro laid out a very nice claim to have an exception be the rule regarding a legal support and factual justification. The former is frivolous and the latter is impermissible. Defendant Carter's threat of a Rule 11 motion is frivolous because it characterizes run-of-the-mill disputes of fact as proof that plaintiff's complaint is Tony Buzbee dumb. Bitch, he don't have a single lick of proof and admitted that to the same NBC news channel that he's now trying to minimize because Jay-Z is using everything in them damn NBC interviews, baby, to get the fuck up out of this situation. That we just heard his words for ourselves and also read them in quotations about how another unnamed law firm allegedly vetted her, but then passed him none of the goddamn facts of vetting. And then admitted to the same NBC channel that the only vetting he did was interview Little Miss Scooter. What in the hell is Tony Buzbee talking about? Even Little Miss Leprechaun Bob admitted she told some damn lies. She was doing some goddamn guessing and that there are some major errors in her shit. That not only is being reinforced and reiterated by Alex Spiro, Rock Nation, and Jay-Z, baby, your own client is admitting to bullshitting you, her, and every damn body else. None of the factual issues Carter identifies are sufficient even to grant summary judgment in Carter's favor, much less support Rule 11 sanctions. The fact that the defendant or a potential witness does not agree with or recollect the facts alleged in the complaint does not and cannot give rise to a motion for sanctions for filing a baseless complaint. So the potential witness was the father. That's who Tony Buzbee is referring to, who does not recollect the facts. But once again, his own client don't recollect the facts either, bitch. That's the real smoking GUN here. Okay? Defendant Carter's threat of a immediate sanction motions on the first whisper of factual uncertainty is just one more instance of bullying intended to have a chilling effect on plaintiff's counsel, and any potential plaintiffs watching these proceedings. A Rule 11 motion is frivolous on the additional ground that expecting a victim of sexual assault over 2 decades ago, when the victim was a minor and, as her interview revealed, also autistic, to have perfect recall of all facts is outrageous. No. What's outrageous, baby, is you discounting what she factually lied about and got wrong as minuscule details in the grand scheme of things. As Addict Spiro has pointed out, all you have is your client trying to claim that Diddy and Jay-Z raped her simultaneously and beat the hell out of her, when neither one of those people were in the same place together following the events of the 2000 VMAs. And there is photographic evidence to support that, video footage to support that, and corroborating witnesses to support that. She talked about a jumbotron that the MTV network didn't even have permits to utilize in the year 2000. She talked to a celebrity that was not even in New York, and you're calling these things just minimal details. But if she could remember talking to Benji Madison, if she could remember watching Eminem perform outside the Radio City Music Hall, if she can remember her conversation with the driver who took her to this 20-minute away property, if she can remember the alleged color of the home and the driveway, if she can remember popping Sean Diddy Combs inside his motherfucking head, if she can remember fleeing the premises and running all through the house and getting through the front door down the street to a random gas station and calling her father, if she can recall that her father asked her 0 questions after commuting 5.5 hours to pick her bunny rabbit ass up, and all those things are factually untrue, timeline impossibility, as minuscule details, no ma'am. Because what you have here is that you chose to be selective about where her memory was strong at. But what you failed to do is talk to your client before she put her ass up to the NBC News network station and tell these folks that her ass was guessing, her ass lied, her ass made errors, and there are definitely inconsistencies in her bullshit. And instead of just laying down, even though we know why Tony Buzbee can't lay down, right? Too much is on the line to lay down. His reputation, for one, because while he has been tangled up and embroiled in other legal battles and been sanctioned and had his ass whooped and done been penalized by judges, because of the high-profile nature of Jay-Z, and because of now all the clout around this lawsuit with Miss Jane Doe, Tony Buzbee knows that if he lays down and just throws in the towel, or if a judge favors Mr. Carter, baby, that his law firm is officially washed and rinsed, because that legal win for Jay-Z will be disseminated all over the goddamn internet, meaning that any potential clients of that would work with and have Tony Buzbee's firm represent them will be able to easily Google his name. And one of the first things that's going to come up, baby, is this fucked up ass litigation. It's this frivolous ass motherfucking lawsuit and all the details thereof. He knows he's going to substantially lose a lot of business if he takes this L. And even though it would be integral to do the right thing at this point, baby, and to not further put this artistic woman in a position to be further humiliated when she's already being exploited by him, he's going to choose his own ass to save, and he's going to continue to drag Little Miss Rabbit Ear into the situation with his ass. Tony Buzbee is delusional. Delusional. And the fact that he's cherry picking through her memory. Oh, well, she's good enough to remember that she was great. She was, her memory was well enough, baby, to remember that it was the year 2000. She saw Eminem. She talked to Benji Madden. She called her father. She was at a gas station. She watched Eminem perform outside. She was picked up by a friend. She lied to her parents, but then changed it and said that she just snuck out of the home and never told a lie to her parents. You was willing to pack all that into a lawsuit. But now that her words are coming back to bite her ass because she's admitting that she spoke mistruths, all of a sudden now, the fault is on Jay-Z. And these are little inconsistencies. No, bitch. These are gargantuous errors and inconsistencies, coupled with the incredible fact that Jay-Z can prove his whereabouts, and so can Sean Diddy Combs. Play by play, baby. Thanks to Getty Images. Thanks to all of the people that partied with Jay-Z and partied with P. Diddy the night of the year 2000. Coupled with all of the bar attendees and all of the club promoters from Twirl and Lotus who can corroborate that Jay-Z and Diddy were thereof. And as Alex Spiro said, these weren't just peekaboo appearances. These people went and they partied all night long in these locations. Timeline impossibility. And I'm going to tell you, baby, you don't got to like Jay-Z. You don't have to like them. You don't gotta like them. But you don't get to make the facts fit where they don't. And I don't give a damn how much you don't like them. You should be integral enough as a commentator or as an attorney to put your own bias aside and to say, hey, Jay-Z might have did a lot of fucked up shit. But the reality is, baby, he ain't did this, and the facts do support his innocence. Hell, they even support Diddy's in this instance. When you are so invested in the individuals that you will choose to willfully be blind to the facts, whether you are an attorney or whether you are a content creator, you are a dangerous human being. And I'm going to reiterate it. This is exactly why the American penitentiaries are filled with so many innocent ass people right now. Because of people's racial biases, gender biases, cultural biases, and because of the snake snartiness of fucked up, corrupted ass attorneys, prosecutors, judges, etc. I would never understand being so invested in disliking an individual that you would willfully disregard your own intellect. You would willfully insult your own critical thinking. You will willfully disregard all the inconsistencies and historical facts that favor the other individual just so that you can keep your teeth knocked into the neck of the person you don't like in the situation. We don't play them type of games over here on Consciouztv platform, baby. Do you think when I was given those Zoom meetings between Wiggins and Claudia and the producers, do you think I wanted to defend Wiggins? Do you think I personally enjoyed defending Wiggins against Al Reynolds when the facts leveraged themselves in his favor? No. But you know what I was able to do? Being an integral individual, sit my own dislike of that bitch aside and advocate for him because the facts were facting. Even though there were still other things that could be said about Wiggins, and they were said, baby. Okay? Let's talk about Malago Grams. I don't like that pussy popping bitch. I don't like that $3,000 paid off over a 3-year ass period hoe. But guess what? When that original cyber stalking complaint was written up on Megan Thee Stallion's behalf by Alex Spiro, I was honest enough to say that the shit was weak. I was honest enough to say that, hell, I believe that Milagro is going to have a great chance at being able to wiggle her motherfucking ass out of this lawsuit until that motherfucker was re-amended. Until that goddamn cyber stalking complaint was amended, baby. And then the pendulum swung in favor of Miss Megan Thee Stallion. You got to be integral first before you are emotional. And not allow your emotions and your biases to cloud your judgment. And even though people get away with it on the internet, because that's just what the internet does, people grift, people lie, people do what they got to do, people prioritize what they want. It's a shame, it's a scam, and it's a goddamn scandal. But the fact's a fact. And knowing that Jay-Z is innocent and that this is a meritless, baseless ass case by both an attorney who has publicly admitted he didn't vet the situation outside of just talking to this damn woman, and the plaintiff herself admitting that she told lies and mistruths and there are grand errors in her allegations, that doesn't mean that Jay-Z is innocent of other things. That doesn't mean that Jay-Z isn't guilty of doing other fucked up shit. It just means he didn't do this shit, and that's okay. Truth has to be okay. The facts have to be okay. Regardless of how the fuck we want to feel about the person the facts favor, the facts have to matter. The truth has to be the priority, not your biases and your emotionality toward an individual. Hi, y'all. Thumbs up, you guys. Please thumbs up, girl. We're working. All right. Let's go on, child. Let's read some more, child. Defendant Carter twists plaintiff's words when he accuses her, for instance, of guessing at the timing of events alleged in a complaint, such as the length of the car rides. But New York courts have expressly acknowledged that plaintiffs in this type of case cannot be expected to have exacting recall and command of all relevant facts. The problem is, Tony Buzbee, why are you just dealing with that little part? Because, baby, those ain't the only inconsistencies that Alex Spiro and Jay-Z quoted out of your client's own dick sucker, baby. Okay? Deal with that Jumbotron situation. Deal with that White House with the U-shaped driveway that don't exist. Deal with the property that P. Diddy does own that has a so-called U-shaped driveway that was purchased in 2004, not 2003, like Tisa Tells wishes it was, and not in 2000, where your client twice now in a original complaint and a amended complaint cited was a house that existed. Deal with the fact that your own client has admitted to error. Deal with the fact that there are no corroborating witnesses and that there is no circumstantial evidence even. And as Alex Spiro said, when you have fake, frivolous bullshit, a person is going to get the details wrong. They're going to get the major details wrong. And this is a piss poor attempt on Buzbee's part to try to minimize the inconsistencies. No, baby. These inconsistencies are not minimal, girl. They disregard timeline, they disrupt the realities thereof, and they make it absolutely impossible for things to have happened the way that Little Miss Leprechaun Bob claimed that they did, on top of the fact that there is photographic video and witness evidence to support the whereabouts of both Mr. Combs and Jay-Z. There is no basis, Buzbee says, for a Rule 11 motion here. And if out, such a motion would itself be subject to a Rule 11 motion in response. You got to give it to Buzbee, though. The nigga is going to be petty, and baby, he's going to be wrong, and he going to embrace being wrong, girl. Right, wrong, and indifferent, baby. Tony Buzbee is going to stick beside his bullshit, girl. Of course, we cannot prevent Defendant Carter from wasting the resources of this court and all parties in pursuing one. However, Defendant Carter's request that the court shorten the filing deadline for his threatened Rule 11 motion from 21 days to 1 day is entirely improper. Carter fails to cite any precedent whatsoever to support this astonishing request. There were plenty of case laws listed, plenty of references listed. Because there is none, he says. Carter also fails to cite any reason why the federal rules of civil procedure should be abrogated in his favor. Oh no, he made a very great argument, a very great legal one, Tony Buzbee. I know that there are people who are stupid, Tony Buzbee, and you do count on the public being stupid, honey, just like you counted on Jay-Z to be shooken down, girl, outside of court because you just thought that Beyonce was never going to allow him to windmill openly and bring all this negative attention to their brand, girl, and you mistake that, child. I know you think folk are stupid, child, but we read the response. Alex Spiro has a better litigating profile than you do, sir. Okay? You're the one who done been sanctioned, girl. You the one who done been banned, girl. You're the one, girl, who done been reprimanded, child. Not Miss Alex Spiro. We already know what the tea is, Mr. Buzbee. The 21-day safe harbor under Rule 11 exists to provide parties and counsel time to assess the objections being made and to withdraw or modify a pleading or other paper if necessary. It cannot be shortened here because Mr. Carter and his counsel request as much, rather in an attempt to play gotcha or to exert additional pressure on plaintiff or for any other reason. They should apply feet and elbows to her motherfucking ass. From the outset, Defendant Carter and his counsel have shrilly maintained an entitlement to different rules and faster procedures, from expedited briefing on the issue of anonymity and a summary dismissal of plaintiff's complaint to now a wholesale elimination of the 21-day safe harbor Rule 11. In each instance, the goal has been to blur the facts and rush a decision. You're the only one who's been doing that, baby. But there is an aggressive advocacy, and then there is bad faith. Mr. Carter's latest tactic, much like his open threat to refer plaintiff's attorney for disciplinary action, crossed the line. That's not crossing the line, baby. That's legal. To suggest to the judge, baby, that they should look at their findings about your misconduct, because you have a history of that any damn way, and it looks like you, in fact, did that in this case as well. Moreover, outside of the courtroom, Mr. Carter has employed tactics of intimidation and harassment, even more extreme, torturous, and quite possibly illegal. My firm recently filed a lawsuit in Harris County, Texas, that details Mr. Carter's company, Rock Nation, and his counsel have bribed my clients to file lawsuits against my firm, threaten former clients, impersonated state officials, and engage in other behavior far beyond the pale of acceptable conduct. Their tactics won't work, and they will be addressed in more detail in connection with the parties' briefing on plaintiff's anonymity. And I look forward to reading all that, because what I will give Buzbee is that part is probably true, baby. Attorneys play hardball. And even though it would sadden me, because right now I think that Alex Spiro is doing the goddamn thing. on behalf of sticking to the facts, sticking to the reality of the situation, and clearing this up for his client in both the court of public opinion and in the court of law. Putting all that aside, Alex Spiro is a lawyer. He is a lawyer, baby. And it would not surprise me if he has also, on the back end, girl, resulted to his ego, his desperation, and may have operated in a way that may be problematic and that may bring his ass to the damn witness stand to testify on behalf of some things regarding him, just like that's the case for Tony Buzbee. They are both lawyers, but I hope that Alex Spiro has kept it clean. But I can see that Alex Spiro is just as eager. He's just excited. He's just as passionate about defending his client, and his passion may have gotten away with him. Baby, he may have been up to some bald-headed whole things, baby, behind the scenes, girl. And if he has, then he can damn sure count on Tony Buzbee to clock all that tea, baby, because Tony Buzbee is not going to go down without a fight. But I hope that ultimately it doesn't cost Jay-Z his case. We'll see, though. Like Mr. Combs, Mr. Carter is rich, famous, and powerful. Mr. Carter will exert all of the pressure he can to intimidate and harass plaintiff, me, or anyone else. The chilling effect of those efforts is substantial, as in the potential chilling effect of a Rule 11 motion being brought in these circumstances. But ultimately, in our court system, the rules are the same for Mr. Carter and for the plaintiff here, and the Rule 11 safe harbor cannot be abrogated on his whim. Finally, defendant Carter raises the status of my admission in the Southern District of New York. As with my previous letters to this court, his December 13th letter includes a substantial amount of defamatory suggestions about me, including that I am somehow attempting to circumvent the authority of this court to enforce Rule 11 against me. This is nonsense. I am a member of the State Bar of New York and admitted to the Eastern District of New York. I intend to apply for reciprocal admission to the Southern District. The fact that I have signed pleadings and letters filed in this court does not reflect any attempt by me to evade responsibility for anything. To the contrary, I have signed those pleadings and papers because I am lead counsel in this and other similar pending in this district, girl. Tony Buzbee ass is going to muddy those motherfucking waters. And once again, I can't be mad at him for that, baby. Because it's a lot on the goddamn line if the courts honor everything that Alex Spiro is throwing up against his motherfucking ass before these goddamn courts. However, even if Alex Spiro's hands are not as clean, even if he's been overzealous and doing some things he shouldn't be doing, this literal case is very much so still meritless. Okay? And I don't want nothing to take away from that fact, regardless of the damn attorney wars that are going on between Buzbee and Spiro. Let's not forget, baby, that the reason we all here today and hereafter is because a Jane Doe made baseless, meritless, factualist allegations against Jay-Z that can be debunked, not simply by using the plaintiff's own words against her, but the facts also support the whereabouts and the reality of what the year 2000 during the VMAs was set up like, from jumbotrons to properties and to the GPS coordinates on Jay-Z, Diddy, and Jennifer Lopez's motherfucking ass. Okay. Okay. Now, let's just go over one more time. I want to show y'all some things because I said we was going to also put on Alex Spiro neck. But once again, matter of fact, while we're here, girl, let's just go ahead and, remember Tony Buzbee's own client's words. Let's do that first and foremost, child. Check this out, courtesy of Miss Fair Use. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I'm going to switch over to my old nasty piece of microphone grid. Oh, yes. All right, check out Little Miss Leprechaun Bob's interview with NBC News, child, just a week ago.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is...
No, she wasn't scared to be alone because she was already at home in her damn living room fantasizing. All this in her damn mind, baby. There wasn't nothing for her to be scared of, baby. She commuted 5 hours across her own brain, baby. What's she gonna be scared of, baby? She never left the lazy boy chair that her father owned. And this is gonna be the major kicker right here, is what Little Miss Anonymity says next. Check.
Is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof gerbil ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to
so listen to that just one more time, because I don't know why Tony Buzbee nor Tisa Tells and the Tisa Tells of YouTube are not elaborating further on this point. Listen to how this woman describes her mental impairment. Listen to how this woman describes in iconic detail her severe level of autism.
Gerbil ball. Feeling like you is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof gerbil ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism,
this woman fucking described her mental impairment, describes her severe autism as being so bad and so severe that it's like living inside of an inescapable ball that has fire on the inside of it. And yet the Tisa Tells and Tony Buzbees believe that a woman this severely autistically impaired skedaddled and coangled her ass out of her electric scooter into a friend's car, unbeknownst to her parents, traversed all of Times Square all night long because she never actually made it into the damn venue, watched just show on a Jumbotron that did not exist because MTV didn't have a permit to project the show onto the damn Jumbotron, then successfully made her way to a correspondence with the driver that happens to work for Diddy, even though Spiro already done showed that the drivers for these events are inaccessible to the general public, and for good measure, they're transporting stars. And then they believe that this woman was only capable of pooching around Times Square all night by herself as a severely autistic 13-year-old girl. That she made it to a party. She was brutally assaulted. Made it on foot to a gas station with no police intervention from her father or the attendees and clerks at the gas station. And then there was not a single level of conversation that happened once her father picked her up just before dawn and took her motherfucking ass back home. they would have you believe, they would rather have you believe that a severely autistic 13-year-old girl was capable of this level of mobility and functionality when she can barely even articulate a goddamn sentence, when she needs a goddamn teddy bear as a damn support stimuli. They would rather have you, force you believe in the impossibility, coupled with the fact that zero corroborating evidence and all the actual factual evidence sides with Diddy and motherfucking Jay-Z. And nobody can change that, baby. You would just have to be just as special in your mind as Little Miss Rabbit put in, baby. You would just have to be a in denial, lie-telling motherfucker to disregard the facts. And if you just a lie-telling, twisted brain-ass motherfucker, then that's just what it is. But what you're not gonna do, bitch, is force fetch on the rest of us healthy-minded, clear-thinking, non-biased individuals who are not going to assert a personal bias over the facts. And these people are so invested in making Jay-Z wrong, girl, that they would take the worst case and attempt to use that to the most extreme instead of just letting it go and waiting on precious time to produce another situation that has more working parts to it. Because if Jay-Z is in fact a monster, if he's in fact evil, if he in fact got skeletons and bodies, oh yeah, like time does all things, those corpses will bob to the surface of the water, baby. You ain't got to force it on us. You ain't got to force it on us. You ain't got to use the most fantastical situation, girl, that literally requires you to obstruct your own intellect, baby, just to keep a foot on Jay-Z's neck, girl. I'm not even going to insult my motherfucking intelligence just to be anti-Diddy and just to be anti-motherfucking Jay-Z. No, ma'am. You're not going to play on my watch. In the words of Iyanla, not on my watch. Okay? I continue to listen.
The woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs's limo driver who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver.
Bitch, she
who
is
told
dead.
me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, you know, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
JC comes in and rapes me.
Shout out to my baby Jacqueline, honey, for the whole nasty piece of child support check, baby. Baby mother Jacqueline says, "Are you for hire, attorney CTV?" baby. Let me tell you something. I definitely missed my calling. I probably was an attorney or some type of legal professional in my previous incarnation, baby. Because baby, the Johnny Cochran of the 21st century, child. Shout out to my baby Jacqueline.
At that point, I was fighting, trying to get away from him. And he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the
After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her
And somebody had an interesting hypothesis. I think, I don't know in what update we did, but somebody said something very interesting, and it may have a reality to it. Who this severely autistic girl might be talking about is her own father. Moving along.
And drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind, he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements. I have made some mistakes, she said. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me. The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. The accuser's attorney, Tony Buzbee,
It's like hell they do, baby.
because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. This has been extremely distressing for her, to the point she has experienced
knowing damn well that polygraphs are inadmissible. Move the fuck around, wrinkle face.
And had to seek medical treatment due to the stress. In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, this incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
Scared for what? All this happened in her bedroom. And yeah, she better be scared now because Jay-Z ass can garnish that damn teddy bear. He can garnish that goddamn electric scooter. He can garnish her goddamn autism and can garnish the fire in the damn fireball she described. She probably too delirious to be scared.
Yeah, I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out than I am of. Yeah.
This woman can barely damn breathe and coangle a damn clear sentence together, girl. And I just cannot believe that, girl. People is out here really trying to make y'all believe that this same woman commuted 5 hours and then had the energy and had the bandwidth and the Wi-Fi, girl, to pooch around Times Square for 5 damn hours and then be brutally raped without treatment for her injuries because she never told anybody the story according to her except the Buzbee. Never sought medical treatment. So what happened to her injuries? How did she treat her injuries? When she got home and her daddy had to unpack her out of the car since she got picked up at dawn, he didn't see the torn clothes that she described. He didn't see the bruises, the bleeding. She got raped as a 13-year-old by 2 grown-ass men. So how did she even treat her trauma? How did she treat her damn, how did she treat her injuries? But people will have you believe that a woman who needs to be behind a goddamn green screen, girl, she had to have her shadow talk for her, went on a fantastical tale in the year 2000, girl, with a Jumbotron that did not air the VMAs, went to a White House that does not exist, went to a U-shaped driveway property that wasn't even owned by Diddy until 2004, not 03 or the year 2000, and then sat her ass after this brutal encounter and this whole night of partying as a severely autistic 13-year-old girl at a gas station for an additional 5.5 hours. And waited on her father. And neither did her father nor any of the clerks at the gas station call the police about this loitering 13-year-old. You telling me that the father trusted his daughter to just sit there at a gas station for 5 hours and she had a head injury and she's severely autistic? How could he count on his daughter to have not made another irrational decision to leave and jump into some other goddamn man's car during that 5-hour commute? You think he's going to disregard his daughter's handicap and trust that she's going to be safe at an undisclosed gas station, not knowing whether she in the hood, whether she around niggas with rims on their damn tires? and not call the police and also instruct them to get to that damn gas station because his daughter ran away and she's severely mentally impaired and she needs to be intercepted and be brought into their damn custody so that he can assure that she will be there when he gets there and then successfully open up an investigation? But baby, people will have your ass believe the Pokemon, Sailor Moon, fantastical journey of this severely autistic ass woman who described her condition as living in an inescapable ball with fire on the inside of it. And you believe that she drunk a Red Bull, bitch, and grew motherfucking wings and was with the Holy Father, the Holy Daughter, and the Holy Son, baby, all night long, all night. Girl, I am actually shook. And see, I am intellectually offended. I am shook that people are this stupid. That people are this damn dumb. Like, I shouldn't be shook given all that I have seen out here on these content creating streets. But this is like next level receipt that can't no bitch be trusted, baby. In the comment section or behind the damn microphone, baby. If they could sell your ass some shit like just so that they can try to be right about Jay-Z, girl. Girl, I am scared for y'all, baby. I am shook for y'all. I'm shook for y'all.
Being chastised by their fans.
All right, Chloe Malas joining us now live. Chloe, we just heard a very strong...
Now, let's talk on Alex Spiro wig. Just a little bit. Hold on. Yeah. Because remember, he said in his, you guys can check this out, attorney for Jay-Z holds a press briefing to rebut allegations from sexual assault accuser, girl. And Alex Spiro did his motherfucking thing, girl. Okay, these are the facts, bitch. Okay, not some made up shit that another content creator is saying where she got to move the date up, move the age up, move shit around, and then disregard other facts, despite the fact that the accuser herself refuses to scoot her own damn age up. The accuser refuses, baby, to identify 2003 as the year because she distinctively remember Eminem performing in Times Square. And you know why she distinctively remembers Eminem performing that year? You know why? 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 Because his motherfucking ass performed in the goddamn year 2000 out there in the streets. And she saw this on her television screen just like the rest of us did. He didn't perform outside the Video Music Awards in 2003. That's why she refuses to scoop the year up herself to 2003. That's why she refuses to amend her complaint to make 2003 happen, because she's claiming she was outside trying to illegally get into the Radio City Music Awards to see her favorite big dick celebrities and saw Eminem out there on the sidewalk rapping black culture. That's why. She also would have your ass believe that she spoke to Benjamin about her Last Supper tattoo. And he wasn't even in the damn New York tri-state. He was on tour, burning himself with damn cigarette butts and crying on microphones to heavy metal music. You know why this ain't the property Tisa Tells in 2000 or 2003? Because the facts are Diddy purchased the U-shaped property from a brown house, not a Caucasian house, in 2004. And you gonna tell me that this is a viable, factually, historically correct case? Baby, that headband wig is a little bit too tight. Now, back to Alex Spiro, though. Alex Spiro said at the end of his little PowerPoint presentation, girl, that he, as in Jay-Z and Diddy, were not that close. That they only had a professional relationship. Remember when I told y'all, baby, I don't play with language? Baby, I'm very, very, very intentional, girl, about the word friend, associate, baby, because, baby, when these hoes get ran down on, baby, you only gonna associate me, baby, to whom I'm actually associated with, baby. Okay, baby? I don't mince no motherfucking language for a reason. And now Jay-Z ass and got his ass out here and then forgot all the decades of him pooching and kissing and hugging on Diddy and calling him a brother and telling him he loved him and everything, girl, because Twitter, girl, done rolled out the whole goddamn expose courtesy of hipHopLately.com, girl. Just check out some of these damn receipts of Alex Spiro speaking a little bit too overzealously, girl. And now done got Jay-Z out here looking like he is really up to no damn good because he refused to be associated with his now super indicted ass homeboy. One user on Twitter, quote, "I love you, Diddy." Quote, "I love you too, brother Jay-Z. Check this out." Oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to refresh this. Hold on. Yes, girl. Check this out, child. Okay? You hear love. You hear brother. You hear all the goings on. Another Twitter user wrote, quote, "Jay-Z, he's the only person that can call me Sean outside my mother." But Alex Spiro, they only have a professional relationship. The person goes on to say that Diddy said it with such conviction too, but let Spiro tell it they weren't friends. Check this out. Hold on, girl. Where the old nasty piece of audio at?
From the world of entertainment. There's only one person. Oh, go on. And I call him Sean. That's Jay-Z. We call each other Sean. Okay. Yeah. Nobody else could call me Sean. He's the only person who's Sean approved. There's not a single person that outside of family. That should be outside of my mother. Okay. They should be calling me. Yeah, they should be calling me Sean.
Okay, but they only have a professional relationship, girl. But Jay-Z, the only person who can call him Sean, aside from his mother? Oh, baby, that's a relationship that's at the highest hierarchy. Jay-Z sitting right under his big wig wearing ass mammy. Oh, yeah, that's a little bit beyond just a professional relationship, sir. Okay, another user. Jay-Z and Diddy look like BFFs here.
It's 2020, y'all. Yeah. And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire's lunch.
Okay. Another user said Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro, in a frantic move to separate his client from his longtime friend Diddy, lies and states that, quote, "There is no friendship or long-time bond here. Just because they know each other, that doesn't mean anything." Alex Spiro, you could have just left that one in the bag, baby. Okay? These folks love each other, calling each other brothers, baby. Okay? Got special language for each other, girl. It's okay, Alex Spiro. You had did enough, baby, to vindicate Jay-Z when it came to Little Miss Leprechaun. Bah. But there's also something interesting that Alex Spiro said at the end of his PowerPoint presentation, proving his client's whereabouts that completely vindicate him. He said that because one of the reporters from the audience, because he took questions at the end, asked him if the demand letter sent was, and did it involve a amount of money? Did it speak about money? Alex Spiro said no. The demand letter did not cite an amount. It did not mention money, but that a demand letter in general is encompassing of an outside monetary mediation. You send demand letters in order to inquire upon the defendant if they would like to mitigate and resolve this matter outside the courts, which usually is resolved through cutting a check. So Alex Spiro just sum totaled, and so did Jay-Z, Buzbee as trying to shake them down for money. And while I do understand there is a general baseline for that accusation, given that a demand letter was sent and they know what that means legally, however, that was completely legal. Now, I know that Jay-Z made other claims regarding extortion, that he was attempting or had communicated in some way, shape, or form that he was going to sic other accusers on him. I'm looking forward to any of those receipts, and all those receipts, as Tony Buzbee claims, he has his to support his side. I know Jay-Z also made accusations that Tony Buzbee was attempting to intimidate and or coerce individuals into accusing him of same heinous crimes, etc. I will be interested in seeing the proof of those things since Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Alex Spiro made those claims. Right now, both sides are making claims. One claims that, oh, this was a shakedown. This man is trying to intimidate, extort, da-da-da-da-da. A demand letter in and of itself is not an extortion. It is legal for attorneys to attempt to mediate outside the courts. Now, there is a fine line between what's legal and extortion for sure. But I would like to see said evidence. Have you guys seen said evidence? And this is what I mean by Alex Spiro, which I'm not really mad at, right? Like a lot of attorneys, sometimes they themselves do a little bit too much talking. They don't want your ass to talk as a client, but sometimes they talk a little bit too much. I think some of the stuff on Alex Spiro's part is just being overpassionate. And because he's overpassionate and he feels very confident, feel like he might be talking a little bit outside of his neck and just making some statements, even though the statements around Jay-Z and Diddy not being friends is ultimately harmless in the grand scheme of things. It's ultimately harmless in the grand scheme of things. We also not going to turn a molehill into a damn mountain here, because it's beside the point. Okay? All this revolves around allegations by a 38-year-old autistic woman who is a mother of 2 teddy bears, claiming that she was in New York in the year 2000 and she was sexually assaulted by Diddy and Jay-Z. However, because this is social media clings to every word, to every plight, and it's very important because of that for all parties to be very intentional in their speaking, to not speak ahead, to not speak too soon, to also not underspeak. Okay? Because it becomes a whole thing, and then other so-called creators can get out here, girl, and try to further muddy the waters to get you to deflect and to get you distracted from the real issue at hand. Okay? So Alex Spiro does need to fall the fuck back. He's doing a great job, but he needs not to speak no damn more unnecessarily. Stick to the goddamn facts. And Tony Buzbee, we're going to be looking to see, all things that he claims is a goddamn reality, because right now it ain't looking good for Tony Buzbee ass, baby. As Rock Nation said, baby, you can say what you want, that we paid folk to come after you, etc. At the end of the day, those folk got a real claim. And you got to really deal with that. You can say what you want to say, baby. But that woman really claimed you put hands and feet on her. That man claimed you ran off with 60% of his workers' comp check, girl. Okay? We had a lot of hopes for Tony Buzbee, y'all, but it ain't looking good. Y'all remember, girl, I was excited about Tony Buzbee in the beginning, girl. You know, we wasn't familiar with him. He came in on this tailor-made Sheen suit. You know, sounding all sure, girl. Had a 1-800 hotline ready, girl. He was ready, girl. He was ready, baby, for truth and justice. But it's been a lot of pussy popping. And all of Tony Buzbee's tea is erupting out, and the cup overfloweth, girl. So, ain't no telling how this thing gonna play out. I got a feeling that long after Jay-Z situation wraps up with Little Miss Jane Doe, girl, that Alex Spiro and Tony Buzbee gonna still be going head to head, bitch, okay? I feel like their beef is going to be a whole separate damn beef, baby, from the Jay-Z versus Jane Doe situation. So with all things said, all things updated, I believe the same, that Jay-Z is going to have favor, whether this case gets dismissed or rather the courts bring about hearings and hear both sides. The facts support Jay-Z, and that's just on motherfucking period. So while it would be nice to see Jay-Z be relinquished from all of this as soon as possible, because he got businesses, he got brand deals, his wife, you know, is a major brand ambassador and a whole brand phenomenon herself. This can be potentially injurious to both of their reputations, to both of their respected public identities. However, whether the courts dismiss it because it's in fact meritless, or whether they do green light it, this is a wash and a rinse, and it is an open and a shut case as far as I'm concerned. And in either hypothetical, Jay-Z is going to come out on top as it relates to Little Miss Jane Doe's allegations. Okay? I'm going to get up out of here, girl. This has been a nice little kiki session with you guys. Of course, we're going to keep you guys updated on all things, child. Make sure that you guys thumbs up, share. Subscribe if you are new here. If you enjoyed yourself, you guys know all donation information is in the description box below, and it's right here on the screen, honey. You can show the king some love, baby, at $Consciouztv Cash App, or paypal.me/Consciouztv. Consciouztv spelled just how it is here on the platform. Please do not forget to thumbs up on your way out. That helps the platform dramatically. I love you guys a long time, and I will in fact see you guys in the next one. Peace.